What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday afternoon to all of you. We have a packed show, a jammed show. Speaking of jam, we have J Money is Money to help us break down this big NBA card. J Money joining us. J Money joining us in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes at 5:40. So we'll have J Money for 25 minutes to talk about each and every game. That gives me 5 minutes to break down the NHL and put it away for the night. Drew Martin joining us after that, and then Al Mack after that. A packed show. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Big E, Deer Slayer Ski, Yenny Toon says I'm taking USC tonight. I'm sure Jimmy going to tell me to stay away. I hope he agrees with me with one of them. USC tonight and the Lakers. We're going to talk about both of those games, so don't worry. And I'm not going to tell you anything yet. I'm going to let our experts come in and let us know what they think. Michael Irvelina says Blazers big tonight. I'm on that. Ron Lofton, Nick the Slick, Reese, Kirk Gray, Tio Martinez, Anthony Mastronardi, Rashad Sutton, Alex Plays, Nut Flush Allen, Mr. or Mississippi Razor Made Money, Geghard A, Austin Kowalski, Deep Bash, Rye Cape. There's J Money. Okay, let's get through NHL as fast as possible. There's Dan Kelly as well on the Knicks money line. Man, it's nice to have Dan Kelly back in our chat. All right, let's go over this very quickly and see if there's been any changes that we need to know about in net. And if there's anything we want to take advantage of, and we only have 4 minutes to do that, let's first go over the goalies. Grubauer, Fleury, that's what we expected, and that game has already popped off, I imagine, right? It's already popped off. Sharks, Leafs, Jones, Anderson, that's what we expected, nothing there. Antti-Ranta, Mackenzie, Blackwood. Look, I think the Devils have value, but do I want them after a 5-day break? I don't. I want a team that finally gets their wins to play 2 nights later. They get their first 2 wins of the year, and then they have 5 days off. It makes me a little uncomfortable. We have all these teams on the road going on back-to-backs, but it's different. They're angry. They almost all lost other than the Sharks. Sabres, Red Wings, Ullmark, Howard. That is what we expected there. I would like to back the Wings. But I have a red flag knowing that the Sabres are very angry with how they played in New York last night. Are they going to come and lose back-to-back games? Detroit is on a losing streak. Have they built any confidence for anybody? No. And I just can't back them. I just can't back Detroit, and I'm not going to. Then we have Greiss not confirmed, but we know that Greiss will be in net because the Islanders are on a back-to-back as well up against Anders Nilsson. Nilsson confirmed. Nilsson I don't trust. Then we have the Capitals, Canucks. I gave the under 6.5 on the show. We talked about it together. It made perfect sense. How could we get a 6.5 with the Canucks? And we'll be saying that. There's certain teams that are going to play the unders. So I said I need to make this bet before it moves to 6. 20 minutes went by. I hadn't made the bet. I go to make it during the Teddy cover segment, and it already moved to 6. And if I wanted to pay for the 6.5, it would have cost me 35 cents or 15 cents more. So I did not want to. There's Breets Beats in the house. Nice. Thank you for joining us. So, disappointing. Dan Kelly says, put up Jimmy's hockey. That is a good-looking record early in the year. We'll pop it up very quickly here before we get in, because I'm proud of it. But I've been very selective. Maybe that's the right word. Very selective. And look, I'm on the Caps, Canucks, under a 6.5 here for show purposes. But I just can't bet it. Oh, Remo says Vegas game starts in 25 minutes. Okay, thank you. I keep getting things messed up. There's Make America Great Again joining us as well. Bogas in the house here. So we have 2 more minutes. So let's just quickly, if there's any move that I could make, it would be backing the Detroit Red Wings. That would be the only move I would make. Let's just take a quick look at what their lineup is and if there's any injuries. We know that they got rid of Eriksson. I've got no issue there. I don't know what that does necessarily for the dressing room, but that doesn't bother me too much. There's Astute Chaos in the house. Larkin, Helm, Bertuzzi. They've moved Manta with Filppula and Athanasiou. I don't like that, man. I want Larkin to have Bertuzzi and Mantha, or Athanasiou and Mantha. Then you have Hirose, Nielsen, and Svechnikov. Not the second overall pick Svechnikov, different Svechnikov. And then you have a weak fourth line. You have Hronek playing first line minutes with Mike Green, Daly and Nemeth, and Biega and Chalowski. I was hoping for more from Chalowski. So that said and done, I'm not going to take the Red Wings here, and I'm going to be very selective. Dear Slayerski said, thank you for that Florida Calgary over 6 last night. You gave out the Islanders on the show, dear Slayerski, so thank you for all your hard work. Boga says, Jimmy, what do you think of Colorado plus 1.5 with Toronto to win? I don't think you should ever take 1.5s. And I don't think the Leafs should be trusted without Johnny Tavares in the lineup. So both, I don't like. San Jose feels good about themselves. I know they're on the second half of a back-to-back, and they're tough earlier in the season. I don't like either the Sharks or the Leafs here. And then Colorado plus 1/2 without Rantanen doesn't make sense. The Colorado and Vegas are both don't buy on teams because Colorado doesn't have Rantanen and Vegas doesn't have Schmidt. I know we're being overly selective in NHL, and I don't mind that. But it's facts right now. I've had the same record in front of you guys 2 years in a row, and they've been good records. You know, anytime you beat a sport in plus 26, plus 28 units, you can feel good about yourselves. But if the NHL is going to be the lone sport, I know I can put money in your pockets, then I need to get to 50 units. I need it. So I'm being more selective. And that's the case. So Michael Iverlina says, thoughts on Caps tonight? Yeah, the 6.5 was glorious. Love the 6.5. Now it's 6 across the board. Washington is angry, and Vancouver's rested. Look, I hope the Canucks win tonight because I want to start fading them. We were able to take advantage of the market using these small sample size too much. So sadly, I do not have a bet on this show. I did give out that 6.5, but I'm not going to bet it at minus 135 at 6.5, and I'm not going to take it at 6. So that's what's up. All right. Let's bring in our guy. The first time I've had a chance to work with our next guest, the star of Jammin' with J Money here at Sportsbook Review, and an enormous asset to us last year in NBA. Revenge Game J in the house. J Money, finally have you back on the show. What a treat it is, my friend. How you doing on this Friday afternoon?
I'm doing good, Jimmy. Come on, we didn't work together before, man. It was just last year, you know what I'm saying? So it's the first time we're on the same show this year, but man, I'm here ready to get some cash, man.
I know you are, and that is part of the reason that we love you so much. You care so much about them Benjamins. Let's get into it right now. We have time to talk about each and every one of these games, Jay. No need to rush. And if there is a need to rush, I will do that. I will tell you that it's time to speed up. Let me grab my notes. We're going to start with Raptors, Celtics, Jay. And all I can think here is the Celtics have value. The issue is no Enes Kanter. Are they going to get beaten up down low? And without Kanter, and I know that Kanter's not a tough guy down low, but without Kanter, is that enough to lay off the Celtics and not make a move here? Celtics, Raptors.
No, I don't think that's enough not to lay off the Celtics. I still like the Celtics here. We obviously like their wings and their guards more than the Raptors. Obviously, the Raptors got more size over there. We're going to need Tice to step up tonight, and maybe Ojale as well coming off the bench. It'd be nice to maybe even have tall-ass Taco Fall out there tonight. We know he's real fragile, but you know what I'm saying? We need all the height out there for the Celtics, but I just see them coming in here pissed off in this game, only scoring 93 points versus the 76ers. We know that there's the class of the East over there in the 76ers, so I don't downgrade them too much for that loss. Yeah, you do need Kanter out there. We weren't going to give much from him defensive. It's just maybe 10, 15 points and some rebounds. But I still like the Celtics here. They got to come out strong here in the first quarter, in the first half. I love the Celtics here early. They got to come out here and make a statement. Each of the home team has won and covered each of the last 9 games in this series. So pretty much whoever's at the house in this series is who, comes out hot and covers the full game. So I like the Celtics here, but I really love them in the first quarter and the first half. They got to come out hot. The first game, season opener in their home building, they're going to come out hot. And we saw how lethargic the Raptors came out in the first half versus the Pelicans. We know that was ring night, but I think it's even worse here tonight on the road coming off an OT win. I like the Celtics here early.
Like in the Celtics early, you know what? I am too afraid that Gasol and Ibaka are going to take liberties with Theis and get him in foul trouble. What happens if he gets in foul trouble? What do the Celtics do? Robert Williams, what do the Celtics do if Theis gets into foul trouble?
Yeah, if Theis gets in foul trouble, we're kind of fucked. But, we still got Robert Williams and, like you say, Ojale. Ojale really like a power forward, but they're going to be thin. I mean, when you got Tatum running the four, I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. I do think he can keep up with Siakam, but, obviously out there on the wing and stuff, maybe not down low. Tatum's too small, but they're going to have to try. They're going to have to do it collectively tonight with defense, and that's the type of Celtics. That's the type of team that they are defensively. It's a cohesive thing that they do. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about the center. They know they don't have Al Horford out there anymore. You have to kind of sort of pack the paint, stop guys from getting in front of you. We know that the way the Celtics wing players play defense, they may not even be able to get the ball down low. So I'm just hoping that the Celtics at least come out here more with an offensive pack and come out defensively as a unit so that they can try to, get some of these boards, man. I can't say they are extremely small in this game, but that's not stopping me. That's not getting me off of them. I still need to see more from this Raptors team right now. We know Van Fleet, he's going to be playing through an injury. Lowry, he's been injured pretty much all offseason. These guys just came off a championship, man. You get a little bit complacent. You know what I'm saying? You don't really work as much in the offseason when you got that championship. Some teams, the great teams, but we know that the Raptors may take a bit of a step down this year, and I feel like that the Celtics, they have to come out here hot. Even if they don't win the game, they absolutely have to come out in the first quarter and first half, come out hot, use that energy from the crowd. So that's why I say that's really why I'm not taking the full game because, like you say, some fouls down the line, it could really take a toll, on the Celtics. But I love them here in the first quarter and first half.
I'm going to stay off. I want to talk about the total in a second. I do feel like it's a little bit of a different championship Raptors team because they're disrespected by everybody. Everybody's saying it's Kawhi's the only reason, and injuries to the Warriors are the only reason why we have champions. So I don't think they're going to be complacent. I'm not going to take the Celtics here, and I'm not going to take the Raptors. I just feel like Gasol and Ibaka are capable of outsmarting Theis in a way that we're going to need Semi Ojeleye to come in, and I just don't want to be there. And I see that's why you're taking them early, because of the issues up at the 5. So what do you think about this market move? We have some questions from the chat. Man, it's nice seeing Jay Money on the show. Maxwell Smart in the chat. Maxwell Smart will be on every show starting the 5th of November, which will be here in no time. Man, the team is coming back together. Jay, what do you think of this move? 217.5 down to 213.5. Would you try to get over it?
No, I wouldn't take the over in this game. I could only be looking towards the under here, and that's what I was going to say about the Raptors. You look at their bench. They're not going to have McCall tonight, which is not a big piece. They're not going to have Rondé Hollis-Jefferson as well, which he didn't play in the other game, but that's a little bit less size we have to worry about. When you look at the Raptors bench, I don't see a whole lot of scoring coming off the bench. That's what I'm saying. I think that the Celtics have the upper hand with the scoring. Both teams will play defense. I think that the Celtics, they have to hang their head on the defensive end, and we know that the Raptors are not going to really just push the pace. They're kind of try to play that half-court methodical basketball. I can only look towards under in this game. Maybe in the second half, maybe they try to start pushing the pace. But early to start this game, I think defensive intensity will be at a high. That's the only way that I could look as unders in this game.
Okay, also to the chat, if you guys have questions that you want me to ask Jay Money, we'll just handle it the same way we do at Teddy Covers. I'll start copying and pasting them as we go through the games. I'll keep an eye on them. All right, I am off Raptors, Celtics, which is a hard thing for me to do. Let's move on to Timberwolves, Hornets. Let's take a look here. Timberwolves open up at 4.5 now, 5.5. This total opens up at 229, all the way down to 226 or 225.5. Devontae Graham, spectacular in this first game of the year. PJ Washington is spectacular in his first game of his career. Batum gets hurt. No Cody Zeller, Towns flying, T-Wolves feeling good about themselves early. What's your move here, Timberwolves Hornets?
Yeah, I think they got a good reason to be feeling good about themselves. I don't think that their win over the Nets was was a bad win. You know what I'm saying? I know that Kyrie went for 50 points or whatever, but we knew that we saw the line coming down from 5 to 3.5 that the Timberwolves had a damn good chance in that game. They matched up well versus the Nets. This is a veteran team pretty much coming from last year. Got a rookie over there in Jared Culver. He's going to be a nice piece in their rotation. Added Shabazz Napier, so they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And I think that the Hornets are just way too young here. I mean, we saw what PJ Washington did that game. There was more of the Bulls really not getting out on the three-point shooters. I mean, that was absolute terrible defense by the Bulls there. I don't think that we see that from the Wolves here. I think the Wolves actually are going to start playing some defense this year. We saw it the second half of last year when you got pieces like Covington coming over there. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be on PJ Washington's night. He's not going to look so good tonight. I give the bench the hand up over there for the Wolves. I think that the Wolves come out here and man, they could possibly blow the Hornets out. I know I said that I've been bagging on the Hornets lately, and they did get a win. But this Wolves team is not the Bulls team. I think they have some veteran guys over there. Who's going to stick Karl-Anthony Towns? I don't know who's going to stop him. I mean, he should go for 30 and 15 tonight easily.
I agree with the Towns call for sure. Do you think the Timberwolves can avoid a classic letdown spot after battling in New York in front of the Stars, winning when Kyrie goes for 50, and now play a Charlotte team where nobody cares except there's an old guy who looks like Michael Jordan in the corner?
Exactly. Yeah, that definitely has me pumping my brakes. I'll be honest with you. I was rooting for the Timberwolves to lose that game because we know, man, I like to look ahead in the schedule. I was hoping that the Wolves would come in here 0-1 and want to blow the fucking doors off the Hornets. That didn't happen, and they went in overtime and got the win. I don't like that, but, I mean, the Wolves have a lot of doubters out there as well. They're in the West. You have to win all these games against these little weaker Eastern Conference teams. Anybody that's like a weaker team, you have to win these games, man, and you have to win them by margin. So the Wolves, they got to come out of this 2-0, man. This can't be a close game where people start asking questions. You know what I'm saying? Scratching their head. Are they that good? Was that Nets game? You know what I'm saying? Their true game. If so, I don't think they'll have a letdown here in the early in the season, and especially without Zeller. I like the Wolves at -5. I mean, even without Zeller, then they announce he's out, and then it goes up to 5.5. I don't like that everyone's on it, but I can't say I do like the Wolves here, and it's pretty much a bet on the Wolves, and it's a fade of the Hornets. I'm not a fan of this Hornets team whatsoever.
I'm going to wait for the Wolves to prove that they can win consistently on the road before I put my money on them, but I understand why people are on them. Let's move to Knicks Nets. Man, this is exciting, and R.J. Barrett is the pride of our country. Man, are we in love with him and his dad. His dad was the we all talk about Nash and him being the backbone of Team Canada, but it was RJ's dad that was the backbone of Team Canada through those, years where we were Nash and a bunch of bums. It was his dad. We're very excited about RJ. Marcus Morris seems perfect for the Knicks. Love seeing Randall in that uni as well. Knicks Nets, we've already heard that our Dan Kelly is backing the Knicks on the money line. This total opened up at 225.5, now up to 229. Brooklyn opened at 8.5, now at 8. J Money, Knicks, Nets.
Man, this is one I can't say I don't have a play on this game. I can always, break a game down, give my thoughts on it. I wouldn't take the favor here. That's just me personally. The Nets are the better team. It's just, are they good right now? I mean, that's the reason why I couldn't take them versus the Timberwolves. We saw, Kyrie went for 50, but what did the rest of the team do? I mean, LeVert had a little 20 out there. Dinwiddie had some points off the bench, but I just saw a lot of one-on-one basketball. Kyrie driving the ball down and pretty much calling the play for himself or just doing one-on-one basketball. Yeah, it worked. I mean, he damn near won the game for him, but I'm not sure. That's not how the Nets played last year. They played a free-flowing offense. Everybody was pretty much equal. They didn't have a superstar. They're not used to having a superstar over there. Everybody does it collectively. I mean, we're just seeing right now how they're reacting to playing with Kyrie. Right now, this isn't a bet on team for me personally. I mean, even if they win and cover just before the game, I just can't lay 8-9 points with them right now, and they don't really have everything figured out. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Knicks here whatsoever either, but I guess a gun to my head, I would be leaning towards taking the Knicks plus the points, even though they did, just come down. They already started off the season with 2 road games going to San Antonio, now back up to New York. So we know there's a in-city rivalry. It should be a close game. We'll see if Kyrie is up to the occasion again.
All right, I'm adding my second play on this card, Knicks plus 8. minus 103 available at 5 dimes. Do you agree with this market move towards the over from 225.5 to 229.5?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Knicks. I mean, they sometimes they can go on scoring droughts, so that's the only thing. I mean, the Nets, yeah, they're going to push the pace. They're going to score points, but can the Knicks keep up pace with them? So I guess if you're liking the over, then you're thinking, what I'm saying, that the Nets are going to put up points. If you're liking the Knicks, I'm thinking maybe they have to try to slow this game down. But I mean, they could try to run and gun with them. I can't say right now I'm not intact with my totals because I don't have a whole lot to go off of with these new teams. You know what I'm saying? So I like to go off of stats and how the teams been playing past 3, 5, 10 games. So I don't really have that to go off of right now. It's the reason why I'm staying away from a lot of totals other than teams that I know that they're going to be playing defense. So the Knicks, they're a big question mark for me right now. I need to watch them more.
Makes perfect sense. Let's keep rolling along, and I've added my second play on the card. Let's move on to Wizards Thunder. This total opened up at 218.5 and has stayed there. Let me just move over to the side. Thunder opening up at -7, now -8.5. I don't trust this Thunder team at all. Steven Adams did nothing in game 1. I expect him to bounce back, but Paul, Gallinari, and Shai can't do it all themselves. They combined for 69 points in that opening loss for them, and the rest of the team scores just 26. Are you making a move on Wizards Thunder?
Yeah, I can only look towards the Thunder in this game. There's no way in hell that I'm taking the Wizards. They're not a bet-on team to me whatsoever. It's tough to lay the 8 points here with OKC, but I can't say they showed us something in that Jazz game. They definitely did. I mean, they were up on the Jazz most of the game. Donovan Mitchell had to come and steal the show just for them to win. We know that the Wizards, they have a ton of injuries, man. I'm talking about they are banged up. Even a little guy, off the bench, and Jordan McRae, he's not really like a big name, but he was giving them production off the bench. The Wizards can't afford to lose little guys like this, man. They're already thin. You have Thomas Bryant as your starting center. You got Rui Hachimura coming in as a rookie as your starting power forward. That's not a recipe for success in today's NBA, man. I don't care what Steven Adams did the last game. He gonna eat in this one. He should get 15, 20 boards, man. He should. I can see why people liking OKC here. If gun to my head, I would have to take OKC, but I'm just not ready to lay 8 to 9 points with them. Maybe you could have got the opener at 6.5, maybe, but damn, you asked them to win by double digits. I wouldn't be surprised to see if the Wizards, can sneak off in there. They played a all right game versus the Mavericks at first, before the Mavs just blew them out the water, but I'm not totally sold on OKC yet. I'm actually going to be fading them as the year goes on, but right now, this may be a good matchup for OKC, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think anytime anybody plays the Wizards, it should be a good matchup for them, but I don't trust either of these teams right now. Ronnie Christie liking the over. Sacktown King says, talking about the Kings game, sorry, okay. Sacktown talking about his Kings. Great to have you, Sacktown King. Nice to have some of our basketball guys back in action. Ronnie Christie says the over in this game. Like Jay, I need to be able to sample real numbers for pace, and we can't do that yet. Viper MB says trash game pass. Let's pass. Let's move on to Bulls Grizzlies. Is that the game you were hoping for after a trash game pass? Bulls Grizzlies here. Memphis opens up at -1. Now the Bulls are 2-point favorites. This total opened up at 222. Now it's 223.5. Chicago blows that 10-point lead. Markkanen looks like a beast. Otto Porter, a bad game one. He'll start hitting those shots from the wing soon. Morant, 14 points, 6 for 12 shooting in his first game. Are you making the move, Bulls Grizzlies?
No, I'm not making a move. Just real quick about that OKC. I think OKC is a total under team. They play defense. I don't think their offense will be super run and gun. I'm not an over backer in OKC games. I would have to lean under in that game. But just real quick to this one is Bulls and Grizzlies game. Early in the season, I'm not making a play on every one of these games. I can't say I did want to take the Bulls. They already took my money over there. They was up 10 with 5 minutes to go against the fucking Hornets. Then let them go on a 12-1 run. You know what I'm saying? They come back and win the game by 1. The Bulls should have had that one. I am kind of high on them. They kind of scared me in the Hornets game, man. They weren't playing any defense whatsoever. I'm sure they went in practice on it and, looked at the film and maybe try to ramp it up this game. But, man, that was fucking terrible there. I can't say they're a better team than the Grizzlies, though. I'm not a fan of the Grizzlies whatsoever. I kind of look at this team like a D-League team. They got a couple of, second, third-year players over there that are all right, that will be good in a few years. They're kind of like the Suns of years past. Bunch of young guys, they want to run up and down the court. One old guy in Valanciunas is, you know what I'm saying, I'm not a fan of the Grizzlies over there whatsoever. You see what happened in the fourth quarter over there with the Heat. I told people he could still blow them out even without Jimmy Butler, and that's exactly what they did. This Grizzlies team is not a bet-on team. Maybe if they're getting more points, but in this game, you pretty much ask them to win. I definitely, if I had to play this game, it would be Bulls or nothing for sure, man. I'm not touching the Grizzlies.
That makes sense. Bulls are nothing, but I'm still not going to touch them on the road. Dear Slavsky, like the NBA approach, just like early NHL, nice and selective, yes. Although I try to be more selective in NBA just because I don't have the confidence that I have in NHL. All right, let's keep rolling along. Man, it is nice to have Jay Money back on the show. All right, let's move on to Mavericks. Pelicans opening up at -2. It stayed there all day. This total opened up at 228, now 227 or 226 and a half. And I'm high on these Pelicans, but I don't know what to do with the Mavericks. And this is just going to be a watch and see spot. Although, God, I could make a move on the Pelicans. I just don't know what Luka and Kristaps are going to be. I don't know what they're. I don't know. I just need to watch them more. Are you making a move on Mavericks Pelicans?
If I was to make a move on this one, it would definitely have to be the Pelicans. We got everyone knows I live here in Dallas. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, but I mean that doesn't mean I'm gonna bet on them every single game. I saw Luka get rattled the other night. Bradley Beal got all up in his chest. Luka was really rattled. I mean, every time he got the ball, he just passed it. He didn't even want no smoke. If Drew Holiday does that to him tonight, I'd be very scared. If you have the Mavs, this is pretty much a must win. I mean, it's early in the season. It's not a must win, but the Pelicans are not winning tomorrow. They play Houston tomorrow. You pretty much have to come out here and get this win, or you're going to be starting the season to 0-3. We know it's a home opener. They don't have Zion, but, I mean, it's just going to be a nice crowd here tonight, man. We know that they're going to be pushing the hell out their pace, and it's all about if the Mavericks can keep up. I mentioned on my show earlier, whenever Boban, big ass, get in the game, he's not going to be able to keep up. I know for sure. He's good for some defense, you know what I'm saying, some blocks, but against a team like the Pelicans, I might not even play him at all, man. I mean, he's not going to be fast enough to get up and down the court. The Mavericks still missing their starting center, Dwight Powell. We know that the Pelicans are missing Zion, but if they go and play like they did against the Raptors, I think they should come out on top here. So I definitely lean to the Pelicans here. If I had to play, it would be on the Pelicans, and I would definitely have to take the over.
Take the over. Let's take one last look at what that was. What did I say? Is that not moving at 2? Oh, no, it went down from 228, 227, 226 and a half. This is going to be another wait, watch, and see for me. Let's move on to Suns, Nuggets. Nuggets open up at -11 and a half. There is a 12 at Bookmaker. This total opened up at 221, now at 220 and a half or 220. Man, this Denver team is good. That was an impressive win to start out the year. They have our guy Jamal Murray, 14.6 assists. Not a great start for him, but he does what he needs to do, and he's becoming a more mature basketball player. Jokic is so good. And then we have this Suns team who now is Ricky Rubio. You're getting him at a nice spot, 3-year, $15 million free agent deal. 11 points, 11 assists, 4 steals. He'll give you leadership qualities. Are you making a move on Suns Nuggets?
Man, this is too many points, man. The Nuggets just came off a big game over there, playoff revenge versus the Blazers in the first game. They are a much better team than this Suns team. I can't say the Suns did show me something. They're not the team of past. You know what I'm saying? When they went in and strapped down on the Kings in the second half of that game against in the house, they were playing some lockdown defense. I think they held the Kings to like 36 second half points. We know the Kings can score 36 in one quarter. They showed me something there. I mean, they look like they playing some defense with Monty Williams at the coach. Obviously, when the team has a new coach, you have to see the culture change, see what he's, focusing in on. Man, this team playing some defense. I can't say it's crazy to say with a Suns game, man. I lean to the under. There's another one I stayed away from because I feel like the spread is too high for the Nuggets. We know that Aiden is out, as well, even though the Nuggets were still double-digit favorites even while he was supposed to be in. This is one where I think that the Suns could possibly stay inside the number, man. I mean, this is a new-look team. I'm not really used to see how they play, right now, Monty Williams. I know how the Nuggets play. Sometimes they do come out a little flat, even at the house. This is the season opener. I think the Nuggets will win. It's just I'm not sure they'll win by 12, 13 points, man. Like I say, the Suns showed me some other day. It'd definitely be interesting to see how they play without Aiden. But, I mean, hey, Devin Booker, this team will go where Devin Booker takes them. So we'll see, man. But I have to stay off of this game for now, Jimmy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, and we have seen the Nuggets lay eggs at home, but will it, because it's a home opener, create a situation where that doesn't happen? Suns are more dangerous than I expected them to be early, and we'll see if that continues. Let's move on to the one play I'm on, Blazers -2.5. You could get them a 1.5 now. I guess that's just because Buddy Hield was announced in. We knew that he was the one. Oh, no, I guess hopefully Buddy was going to be able to go. So Fox was the one that we knew was going to be ready to go. But both with ankle injuries, I'm backing the Blazers here. I think they're angry off that loss, and I'm taking them to take out the Kings here. Are you making a move in Blazers-Kings?
Yeah, I do like this game. I know initially this morning, I like to bet on myself either overnight or in the morning. I can't say I was looking towards the Blazers, and then I thought to myself, obviously they have injuries. The Kings have injuries. Fox and Hill, both of them gonna play. They're still both banged up. They have a Bogdanovich. I think it's two Bogdanoviches, one for the Kings and one for the Jazz, because I'm looking at the injury report. The one for the Kings is still questionable, so they're not sure if he's going to play. He's a nice little piece for them. The one for the Jazz is out, so I'll talk about that in a sec. But I actually think that the Kings could come out here. I mean, we know this is the first game of the season at home. The Kings usually come out hot, man, in the first half. They've been doing this ever since the preseason. Every single game they come out hot in the first quarter, in the first half. And then Luke Walton, this fucking coach, man, I don't know what's going on at halftime, but they come out and get blasted in the second half. I think if you like the Blazers here and you can live bet, I say wait, man. Wait till maybe even halftime. I think that the Kings will come out strong. You can get a better number. You should be able to get Blazers plus money unless they just come out the door, you know what I'm saying, 10-0 like the Clippers did last night. Unless the Blazers come out super high, which I don't really expect them to, I think that they'll win the game, but I think that the Kings will come out more hot of a team. That's just the way that they play in the first half. I'm not a fan of Luke Walton. He always gets out-coached, and I think that that Terry Stotts will, you know what I'm saying, draw some shit at halftime. Hey, focus on Fox, do this, woo, woo, you know what I'm saying? Then the second half, the Blazers come in and take care of business. So I think that the Blazers win. If you have to get down on it before the game, hey, still take the 1.5. But I think if you wait to end game, you might be able to get like plus 120, plus 150 with the Blazers.
No Bojan Bogdanovic for the Jazz. You talked about that. So we're going to see more Ingles and Royce O'Neal. This is the marquee matchup other than the Battle of New York. The marquee matchup, Jazz-Lakers tonight. Lakers opening up at -3. They're now 3.5 or 4. This total opened up at 218, now 216.5, 216. Jazz-Lakers, are you making a move?
Yeah, you're damn right. I'm making a move. A lot of people are talking, you know what I'm saying, about the Lakers. Obviously, about after their loss against the Clippers, as we saw last night, the Clippers are a real deal. You can't really downgrade the Lakers too much for losing to that good Clippers team. And guess what you did see? You saw the Lakers come out hot. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's just the Clippers over time, you know what I'm saying, clamp down on them. I think tonight, man, hopefully we're gonna get Rondo out there. He's gonna come and test out his calf. You know what I'm saying, and see if he can play during the game. But I think without him, I'm not a fan of Jazz right now. I do think that possibly they could even be a better team than the Lakers, but right now they still need to figure out how to play with Conley. Aside of him going to 1 for 16 last game, even in the preseason, they didn't look right with him at the point guard. You would think that that's an upgrade from Rubio to Conley. Conley doesn't look right now. I'm not sure what it is. It's new scenery, if it was playing in Utah or what, man. And I know that Anthony Davis will be dragging Gobert out there on that three-point line, running the pick and roll. Gobert won't be in there, be able to, you know what I'm saying, to be the defensive anchor. I like the Lakers to come out high here. They absolutely have to come out high. We know that, you know what I'm saying, they've been thinking about losing the first game of the season. You really can't go down 0-2, but regardless, even if they do end up losing it in the second half, I love the Lakers here early in the first quarter and the first half. They absolutely, I'm telling you, LeBron and AD tonight, man, going to come to play. They absolutely have to. A lot of people saying they're top heavy. I don't think so. I think this Lakers team is actually pretty deep. I think they're deeper than the Jazz, and I think they show it tonight. I'm not scared whatsoever to take the Lakers here in the first half, and I do like them full game. I can't say I didn't hop on the Jazz just because I need them to come out on fire first. For, you know what I'm saying, then I maybe can hop on some in game or maybe second half, but they have to come out here in the first quarter and first half. They showed me they can come out and win by 6 points in the first quarter over the Clippers. They can do that versus the Clippers. They can do it versus the Jazz team, man.
Are the Lakers going to be, and we got to make moves, God, it's fun to have you back on the show, man. Are the Lakers going to be a under-trending team? Are we going to be able to take advantage of it until the market understands that with LeBron controlling the pace that they're going to trend to unders? Is this another spot for an under?
I've been telling people that the Lakers were going to be an under team because they got some damn good defensive players over there. And then they're gonna be focused on defense more. Frank Vogel is actually a defensive coach. The offense is gonna come. I do think that's a good spot for the under as well tonight. The Jazz, their defense hadn't always looked so good, but the last game showed me that they can still lock down. Even though there was OKC, we'll see tonight. I'm not on the under. I still like it, but I just need this Lakers, to come out on fire and show everybody what they really are.
God, I'm trying so hard not to take totals, but this just feels like another under spot here. God, I'm trying not to take totals, but I am going to right now. I'm going to take the under 216 and a half at minus 113 here at Pinnacle. Under 216 and a half at minus 113. I expect it to slow down. Maybe it's a live betting spot because I think it'll slow down in the second half. Under 216 and a half at minus 113. And I'd like to take the Lakers here. I can't do that, but I agree. The Lakers have to win here. They have to win here. And, for the fun of capping, I hope they lose. But I'm going to take the under 216 and a half at minus 113. Just a quick question before we go on to Drew. And thank you so much for your patience, Drew. We had a question from Chad Costanza for you in this spot. It says Donovan Mitchell, points, rebounds, assists, 33 and a half. Is that too low, J Money?
I don't think it's too low. I do think that the Lakers can focus in on him. You'll have either Danny Green or Avery Bradley on him, who are absolute defensive stoppers. Maybe not Danny Green so much, but Avery Bradley is like a mini Patrick Beverly. He should be in his face all night. Donovan Mitchell, the Jazz will go where Donovan Mitchell takes him. If you watch the OKC game, the Jazz were about to lose to OKC at the house before Donovan Mitchell had to take over. He damn near scored all their points for like the last 5 minutes, man. If Mitchell has a bad game, the Jazz will get absolutely blown out. So I do like it because I think that that's their best player, but they're going to be gunning to lock him down tonight. So I'm not a big prop guy. I'm probably not, it's probably not the best answer, but the Lakers have to shut down Mitchell. If he goes off, then that correlates with the Jazz.
I'm already on Blazers minus 2.5. Working with J Money, I jumped on the under 216.5 in Jazz Lakers. I also added the Knicks plus 8.5. The Knicks plus 8. I did not get the 8.5. Sorry, plus 8 at minus 103. So I got 3 plays on this card, and I've started out the year 0-1. J Money, what a treat it is to roll with you. Follow this man on Twitter. Low baggers everywhere. Follow at J Money is Money, and he is exactly that. Jay, can you tell us a little bit about your new big show here at SBR, Jamming with J Money?
Yes, sir. We on every day, Monday through Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock noon Central, man. You guys come and holler at us, man. It's me and Junior Brown and Jordan Sharp, and we breaking down at least at the most 4 NBA games, you know what I'm saying, maybe 5, 6. Hey, we try to get to the chat, try to do everything we can, man. If not, if it's a game that we can't get to, you just hit me up on Twitter, man. Y'all go and follow me on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney and tune into the show, man. Jamming with J Money, Monday through Saturday.
There he is. Thank you so much for joining. I know your schedule is so packed and you're doing it 6 days a week. So thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jay. And can't wait to work with you this year, my friend.
No problem, man. Anytime. Let's cash this Celtics early and let's cash this Lakers early, man. Hope y'all rooting for me.
We are rooting for you. And Sherigan Amaterasu says, wow, Saturday too. That Saturday show is going to pop off. There he is, our guy, J Money. And we go right from J Money to Drew Martin. Drew Martin coming us to live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Drew Martin, our guy. How you doing today, my friend?
Jimmy, I'm doing good, man. Happy Friday to you. And I'll tell you, man, look, watching J Money is Money, man. That's an exciting little clip there. He's a tough follow. That's my boy right there. Make sure to watch that show. It's good stuff each and every day.
Yeah, man. J Money, zero jokes, man. Revenge game Jay, man. You see that look in his eyes. The guy knows, and he knows what he wants, and it's cash. He's a perfect guy for us to cap with. Drew, let's get right into this World Series game right now. I did take the first half under 4.5. I had to. And I was like, man, I wonder if this full game will get to 8.5. People keep pounding this over, and it has. And, Drew, I am now doubling up on this baseball game right now. And those of you who are like, man, follow Jimmy and MLB, can you pop up this horrifying record? If any of you are on the over, you should feel good about yourselves. It's ugly, folks. It's ugly. I am doubling up on this baseball game now. I'm taking the under 8.5. Drew, is this a crazy move for me to do, doubling up on this under?
I mean, if you're feeling it, Jimmy, it is what it is. It's the World Series, man. Have a little fun. I wouldn't go too crazy, just like anything. You don't want to bet too much money. Nothing you can't afford to lose. Greinke versus Sanchez. I think a lot of people are just seeing, not the names that look dominant like we have seen in the World Series so far. And heck, with one team just popping off like they did, talking about the Nationals lineup. People are reluctant to go on the under, but if you can find 8.5 here, it's a little juicy of a number in the Nationals Park. And we lose the DH for both squads, so always keep that in mind. Not sure if the market fully is in tune to that, but overall sidewise, man, I would look towards the Nationals at a big plus price as well. It's just Game 3 of the World Series. These are sharp lines right now, so I wouldn't go too big on anyone.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it the same way I've been betting all year. $125. So nothing, it's basically a little over a half unit for me. Let's take a look at these lineups here. For the Astros, Springer, Altuve, Brantley, Bregman, Gurriel, Correa, Reddick, Chirinos, and then Greinke, who can hit. For these Nats, Turner, Eaton, Rendon, Soto, Cabrera, Zimmerman, Suzuki behind the plate, Robles, and then Sanchez. All right, I have doubled up. And I was waiting for the 8.5, and they gave it to me. I just said to myself, if it got there, I hammer it. All right, there we go. Drew Martin, now, thank you so much, by the way, for your fantastic work hosting for me Monday and Tuesday. But that created a situation where I don't have your action on my notes, and I need them. Let's move into NCAA football. But I know the cappers here want to know, are you making moves on USC Colorado? The total is now at 65 at Pinnacle, although you can still find it at 63.5. USC opening up at -12, and now there's a 10.5 at Pinnacle and at Heritage and at Bookmaker. Are you making the move USC Colorado tonight?
I mean, at this price, Jimmy, talking about the USC Trojans here, and I know that, this is a dead number, so to speak, going through the 12 and the 11, but we're seeing it at 10.5 now, man. That's a 3-point move in the last 24 hours, and it is a singled out game, nationally televised game. So I hate to, in the mainstream kind of sports betting media, they'll say, like a real sharp move here. I don't know. I think it's kind of an opinion and then a bunch of followers here on the Colorado side, the home sharp side here on a short week. I just think USC talent-wise, top to bottom, man, it's tough to step in front of. This is a game I haven't bet as of right now, but I do like the Trojans. I liked them at 13.5. Sitting here at 10 in the hook. We can find it as low as that right now. Top to bottom, talent-wise, the playmakers they have on the outside, likely, going to be playing games on Sunday here up and down the roster for USC. Going up against the Colorado team, I just haven't been impressed with, man. This is not a team that's gotten better from year to year. 3 straight losses, ATS and straight up. I'm not being on the Buffaloes in any form or fashion. And I know it's a short week here, Friday night lights, after dark in the Pac-12, but still, 10 in the hook. I like the Trojan.
Back in the Trojans. Reese wondering about this under. The market's been moving to the over. What do you think about the under?
I haven't gotten a good read on, the weather, the wind, anything like that in Boulder tonight. I don't know, man. USC's offense at times can really be explosive, and it's not like Colorado shuts down the opposition very much. So I'd be hesitant. I don't really have a strong feel on the total. Doubt I get involved.
Nut Flush Allen liking the under. Red Girl in the house also backing the under. Man, Jerry Beatty, my only play is the under 6.5 in the Capitals Canucks game, and don't take it at 6. Those 6.5s, you have to get at 6.5s. 6 has to be a win and not a push, and that's my only action. And I came so close to making more, but 24% ROI. Just want to keep it that way, man. Okay, I like that breakdown very much, Drew. CT Bay's also on the under. Guru says USC has no running backs, all pass rushers out. Okay, I don't need the pack just destroys me nonstop. So Guru says don't take the under. Colorado better at home. If Montez doesn't throw a bunch of picks, they will put up points. All right, Drew, I need to hear what you are on, my friend. What are your looks on this NCAA football card?
Sure, Jimmy, and I'll just start off at the top and go down, man. I got a bunch of them this week. Starting off in the MAC, we got Ball State -2.5, and I know the market has moved this from what Pick'em, even Ball State is the underdog, to now almost a field goal favorite. I still think Ball State's the side, and also on this total, I think Ball State's going to be able to move it. Ohio, a higher paced team there. I think they're going to be able to move the ball as well. I kind of disagree with this totals move towards the under, and we're getting it sub 60 here. I know the weather can be questionable this time in MAC country and Big Ten country, but still 59.5. I bet the over. We got Ball State with 63rd defensive havoc rate, and Ohio near the bottom, 127th in defensive havoc rate. I love that havoc rate in terms of using it in CFB totals betting here. So two bad defenses and two good offenses. Ball State's offense I still think is underrated with Plitt and the running back, best quarterback running back combination in the MAC in my opinion. So I like over 59.5 Ohio versus Ball State for first action. You just want me to run down, Jimmy, or you want to? How do you want to do this?
That would be great right now. I'm just going to feverishly take notes.
Okay, cool. FAU Old Dominion. FAU is a team I lost on last week, but have been riding this lane train. Yes, I do mean pun intended. The South Florida team here, the Owls, last week did lose to Marshall. I mean, hats off to Marshall, but if you follow Lane Kiffin on Twitter, you can see the picture he posted with the blind referees following the dogs. There was some questionable calls, to say the least. He did get fined for that. FAU talent-wise, head over heels better than Old Dominion here. So laying near 2 touchdowns. You can get it under 2 touchdowns, 13.5. I think FAU, their quarterback situation, their passing game, and just talent top to bottom, way better than Old Dominion. So I'm laying the 13.5 here on the road. I know it's always a question, and a lot of people don't like to do that, but when there's value, there's value. FAU is going to run it up if they get the chance. So minus 13.5 on the Owls involved in that. Some other games here. We got Western Kentucky versus Marshall. This is a fascinating game. I mean, Marshall -5. They're a very good team in Conference USA. So is Western Kentucky. Not necessarily offensively, but their front 7, front 8. They got some guys that might get a chance to play on Sundays. They are for real there. They get after the passer. It's a game I'm going to watch hesitantly and maybe bet on it. I haven't bet on it as of now, but will do. We got South Florida teams heading to the Northeast, Jimmy. And this time of year, it's always kind of a question on how they're going to perform. We've seen the UCF Knights, a team that I've rode on a lot in the last couple years, starting to step off of that. I wanted to bring this game up because they're at Temple here. UCF laying 11 on the road. You got a lot of South Florida kids playing up in temperatures, in the 50s. Shouldn't be too cold, but still something to keep in mind. Also, Temple. Home record ATS, very, very good. And UCF with their young quarterback, I would pump the brakes on betting on UCF. It'd be Temple or pass for me, so I likely don't get involved. We got the degenerate of all degenerate spots, Jimmy. Top of the card, 107-108, UConn versus UMass. Talk about degenerate specials on a Saturday. It doesn't get much better than this, man. UConn -10, -10.5. In Amherst, 62 the total. I feel like I gotta bet it some form or fashion just because it's the two. You could make the argument the 2 worst teams in all of college football. It's some interesting kind of tidbits here. We got UMass is off of a bye, but UConn has more talent top to bottom. They're an AAC team. Their quarterback can actually spin it pretty good, so I would look to lay the number with UConn. I haven't bet that. What I did bet was total, over 62. Both teams are going to go high up tempo here. And Walt Bell, the head coach for UMass, he was the old OC for Florida State. And before that, what I like to in on, he was the OC for Arkansas State back in the Sun Belt days. And they used to run up the scores with Freddie Knighton and company. Anybody betting the Sun Belt from about 2014 till about 2016 knows what I'm talking about in terms of Arkansas State over the total. So I would look at that UConn versus UMass over 62. And then talking about South Florida kids traveling up to the Northeast, we got Miami at Pittsburgh here. And Pittsburgh has actually been bet down just because I think a lot of people think Miami's going to be bouncing back here off of that awful loss to Georgia Tech. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that. That is a deep, deep rebuild there in Georgia Tech, and Miami lost to them. Now they're going on the road at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's only laying 4.5 here. I think the market's wrong, man. Pittsburgh has a tough defense, and Miami, in terms of their offensive line metrics, one of the worst in the Power Five. I think they're going to have a tough time blocking. They got injuries at the quarterback position. Plus the fact, it's a little bit of chilly weather up there. South Florida kids usually don't do good in that kind of atmosphere. I think that this has, if Pitt gets up to a lead, watch out. This might have quit written all over it. I would lay the points with Pittsburgh. Also a game I'm going to be watching in-game live. If Pittsburgh gets up to a lead, I'm going to look to even add more on the Panthers over the Hurricanes. I don't know. You got anything so far on those?
Just feverish notes being taken. I love hearing it. Ball State also works with our Matt Randall. Matt Randall gave us Ball State as one of his Monday looks. And then when I take a look at our Teddy covers, he is on Iowa State, Texas, Virginia, Charlotte, North Texas over Western Kentucky, plus 5.5. And then he added 3 dogs today, Illinois, Central Michigan, and Utah State. Ron Crawford, like in the under in that Pitt game. What do you think about the total in Pitt, Miami?
I don't disagree with the under. It is pretty low, though. I agree with them, though. The pace of play metrics aren't going to really be there for either team. If you made me bet it, I agree with this market move. It opened 48-ish, 47.5, now down to 42.5. So it gets a little tricky in college football, Jimmy, as I know you know, in the low 40s. But, I don't disagree with them. No way I'm betting the over in this game.
Okay, we have some very exciting games that we didn't get a chance to ask through about. We're moving over to our guy, Al Mack. But let's just get some very quick shots here as soon as my computer. It's not up right now, but... Okay, here we go. Let's do Texas TCU. A lot of people interested in this game. And Teddy covers on Texas. The spread, where is it? I can't find it right now. But the spread, there we go. Texas opening up at -1.5. They're at -1 right now. This total's dropped from 61.5 down to 57. What do you think of Texas TCU?
Texas is a team, I'm looking to bet on a little bit more in this spot. They just got, pushed to the brink by Kansas. I guess you could make the argument Kansas is an improved Jayhawks team. But overall, I think TCU is down. This is one of Gary Patterson's worst squads. And I know that they've kind of had Texas's number, but I don't like going too far in the past. It's just college football teams change a lot, and I think top to bottom, the more athletic, the better football team is Texas here. So I agree with Teddy. I like the Longhorns.
Liking the Longhorns. And then finally, let's ask them Notre Dame, Michigan. Michigan opening up at 2.5. Some books have Notre Dame favored, some have Michigan favored. Are you making a move in Notre Dame, Michigan? And what do you think about this total?
Yeah, I'm involved. I have the Irish. I bet them at the +1. And this is a huge move, Jimmy. Talking about late October with 2 marquee programs here and seeing it open at 4. And now we're seeing cross flip favorite here with Notre Dame being the favorite. And I'm talking Michigan opened up the favorite -4 at the World Opener here circa in Las Vegas. So we've seen a ton of money, a ton of bets come in on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I like Notre Dame for a multitude of reasons. 1, they're off the bye. 2, they have the better head coach, in my opinion, Brian Kelly over Jim Harbaugh. And in 3, they have the better quarterback, Ian Book over Shea Patterson. Top to bottom, I think they match up well with Michigan. You can make the argument it is in the Big House, tough place to play at night. But still, man, I think Notre Dame's the side here. They're the better coach team off of the bye. So now you can even find them pick them. It's come off of that -1.5 Notre Dame. So I would lead you towards Notre Dame. And the other big one, I guess we got to bring it up here in the SEC West, Battle of the Tigers, Jimmy. Auburn and LSU, total of 60, -10.5. That's the Bayou Bengals laying at home. I think Auburn's walking into a buzzsaw, man. I think this the true freshman quarterback. We saw what happened when he entered into the swamp, did not play well. He really hasn't played well against quality competition outside of Jordan-Hare Stadium, and I think he's going to be in for it. Plus LSU, they're making the Heisman campaign for Joe Burrow. If they're up a touchdown, if they're up 10 points in the fourth quarter, they're not going to be taking the pedal off the metal, so to speak. So I know Auburn has a puncher's chance with that defensive line. If they're able to kind of cause turnovers, get ahead of LSU, they got a shot, no doubt about it. But still, this is an LSU offense that can make numbers look small. This is not LSU of 5-6 years ago. They can put up points in bunches. So I think LSU, the LSU Tigers at home, minus the 10 in the hook is the side.
I love when Drew fades his alma mater. Always puts a smile on my face. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Hey, I like money more than I like my alma mater.
I get it. Sports Cake in the house, too, says, I think LSU rolls and the market cannot catch up to this LSU team. Wow, okay, notes taken. Drew, what a treat it is to roll with you. Follow this man on Twitter, at Drew Martin Bets. Drew, thank you so much for joining us. Man, I wish I was with you this weekend in Vegas. But next weekend, we have all the low baggers coming in to party, and I won't be there again. Big Ragu, DJ Big Boss leading a group. Dom Ricci leading a big group that's going to be partying there. And we have a chat. So I'm going to need a ton of pictures. A ton of pictures. Drew Martin, what a treat. And Teddy B agreeing with that spot. What a treat it is to run with you, Drew Martin. Thank you so much for joining us today, and enjoy your weekend, my friend.
Absolutely, Jimmy. Always fun, guys, and best of luck with your bets out there. Have a fun, safe weekend, and let's find some winners this weekend. So, Jimmy, shout out to you, man, and shout out to the chat, guys. Best of luck.
There he is, Drew Martin. And we go from Drew Martin to our guy, Al Mack. Al Mack, a lot of looks. NHL, CFL, NFL. Let's bring him in right now representing the Six. So he's going to have looks on the Raptors-Celtics game as well as the Leafs-Sharks game. Al Mack, how are you doing on this Friday evening?
Hey, good. I'm just having a bit of an issue hearing you. If we can fix that.
Okay.
You just keep going in and out.
Okay,
I can
no
hear
worries.
you and then I can't hear you.
Okay, no worries.
Why
Why don't we take a second to go over everything? Oh, Big Boss won't be there. Okay, sorry, I thought you were going to be there. DJ Big Boss, why don't you guys give me a thumbs up if you can start hearing everything? I'll just let Rafa know when you can start hearing, because it is extremely important. It is half of the battle here. As we've learned from Pistol Pete Loshak, listen. We must listen. Deer Slayer Ski says, Al Mack score run in the first inning is your master play. Man, has Al Mack been eating off a run in the first inning over and over and over again. And he's been sweeping CFL. So I'm looking forward to hear what he has to say about CFL. Let's move over to today right now at sportsreview.com, SBR odds page. All right, I have made one play, and I don't want you guys to tail it. I'm on the under 6.5 in the Capitals Canucks game. Don't take it at 6. Had to take it at 6.5. We need the 6 to be a winner and not a push percentage-wise. Ron Loftus is Al going to give us CFL winner again. We 1-1. I went following him last week, but I was so unlucky not to sweep again, which would have made me hit 5 straight in CFL. Actually, while Ralph is working on the sound there, so I would pop up the CFL record, but I'm not going to. And then in NBA, I'm on the Blazers minus 2.5. Oh, we got a thumbs up? Oh, not yet. We got a hand. Okay, almost. Oh, there's the CFL record, I believe. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, and that's, I've been on a nice little run, and I should have been up 5 straight. And we got, sorry, it's, okay, we're going to call Al Mack back again. Okay, so those are my looks. In NBA, Blazers minus 2.5. You get it 1.5 now. And I can understand people wanting to back the Kings in their home opener, but it's going to take more than a home opener to get a W against an angry Blazers team, and you're dealing with Kings ankle injuries to their 2 most important players. They're playing through them, but De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield dealing with ankle injuries. Then I jumped on the Knicks plus 8. I think that's too many points. I think this will be a close game, and I'm very excited to be betting my first bet on RJ right now, so I'm very excited about that. And then finally, I took the under in the Lakers game. And at this point, I know we don't have stats to break these things down, but I'm going to be making moves on the unders as much as possible until the market understands what's going on here with this Lakers pace. And there's a saying Blazers roll tonight. And, oh no, Alex Guerrero says, watching this from the hospital, got in a car crash. Low baggers, pray for me. Oh man, Alex Guerrero, that's terrible news. Let's talk in direct message. Man, I hate hearing that, Alex Guerrero. Sending love and prayers, man. Oh, no. Oh, that's just awful, awful news, Alex. So Everybody in the chat right now, please. Alex Guerrero, star of the Spidey play of the day. Oh, that's Alex Ramirez. Sorry, Alex Guerrero. Geez, that. Sorry, I'm a little hate hearing that, Alex Guerrero. So please keep us in the know as to how you're doing, and just hope that you get better. Really hate hearing that. Trotwham says, I really like the over in that Lakers game, Jimmy. Hope you cash, bro. I don't like hearing that either, Trotwham. But more importantly, please send Alex Guerrero love and prayers. Man, hate hearing that. Hope you feel better. And please keep us in the know as to how you're doing moving forward. And as Mally Mal says right there, well put, get well soon, Alex. All right, let's move on to Al Mack. Al Mack, my friend, let's start in NBA Raptors Celtics. What move are you making in Game 2 of the Raptors season?
I'm just going back to what has been paying my my rent basically in the NBA. The fourth quarter under. I just feel like this game is going to be close. I've learned from playoff games with this Raptors team, they keep it close. They slow the pace down when the game is close. You got a under 52. It's one of those things where it was hitting at like 80% in the playoffs. So if this is even a bit of a competitive game, when the first quarter goes over, hammer the fourth quarter under. I feel like that'll be the case. So I'm going to play the pre-flop under 52 fourth quarter. Minus 115. That's the only play I'm on for NBA. I'm going to take it slow with NBA this year.
If it's paying, then ride it. So fourth quarter under in Raptors Celtics, and we've seen a lot of fourth quarter unders. That makes a ton of sense. Let's move over to your other Toronto spot, Sharks Leafs. What's your move here?
Yeah, just another simple under. I've been riding it. It hasn't been as successful as I want it to be, but when you're getting plus money like this, first period under 1.5, plus 170, Evander Kane, Couture, Marlowe. This coming to Toronto on a big Friday night. It's going to be a big game for these guys. I just feel like I've said it a bunch of times. Guys are holding their sticks a little bit tighter in Scotiabank Arena, and I think under 1.5 plus 170 for the first period. I like that, and then you're giving me 6.5. Anytime there's a 6.5 with Anderson, I'm going to take it. So Toronto, San Jose under 6.5 at even money. Those are my two plays on the Leaf game.
And you've been eating in that spot as well. And Mally Mal liking that fourth quarter under 2, saying good luck, Al Mac. That sounds like a sharp play. Just writing a quick message on your well-being to Alex Guerrero, who's watching us from the hospital, got in a car accident. Please send your best to our guy, Alex Guerrero. Okay, moving on. Let's talk CFL, and then we'll get into your NFL looks. I've got extra NFL looks to make as well. I'm only 4 bets in. Let's get into CFL. I'm going to pull up the numbers right now. Here we go. Football. Sorry, let's go football and CFL. Here we go. Al, tonight, Stampeders, Bombers. Bombers opening up at home plus 2.5, now plus 3. This total is stuck around 48.5 and 48 all day. Are you making a move on Stamps Bombers?
Yeah, I think something worth mentioning is Winnipeg is going to be starting Zach Collaros at quarterback here, and I think it's a risky move. This is a big-time game for them. Calgary has disappointed me a couple times, but when you look at the difference between these two teams, Calgary 7.18 yards per play, 6.06 yards against per play, and then Winnipeg 6.61 yards per play, 6.86 yards against per play. There's a lot of difference between these two teams. I think Calgary is about 6 points better than Winnipeg, about 3.5 points better against them on the road. I think Calgary covers this 3. I like the -3 at -110, and I like the winning margin 1-6 plus 320. And then I'm probably going to throw Calgary in my the parlay bucket for the CFL, which I've been having a lot of success with this year.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. A ton of sense. What's your expectation of Collaros in a Bombers uniform?
Hey, I think he's going to be good, but I don't know if he's going to be good in week 20 of the CFL season. This is a huge game. You're asking a guy that hasn't really had meaningful reps at all in the past, 6 months, and he's coming in playing a huge game at home. I don't think it's a very good idea. I like Calgary here, and I've been hesitant to take Calgary. They've screwed me a couple times this year, but I think they are the class of the West, and they've just been struggling to define themselves. And I think that this will be a game where they will find themselves, and I think they might make short work of Winnipeg.
Ticats, Alouettes on Saturday. Ticats 2.5-point road favorites in Montreal. You making a move there?
Yeah, man, I like the Ticats. I just think that this is a game where they're going to want to put up margin. They've been doing it a couple of times so far this year. I was so surprised that they covered that 16.5 against Ottawa. They won by 21 points. This team, they don't have trouble getting up for games. They're going to want to put an exclamation point on this season. I think that Montreal, that even if win or lose, they're in an okay spot. Hamilton, win or lose, they're in an okay spot. But you're giving me Hamilton at minus 145, minus 2.5. I really like that. I just think that Montreal's defense is not very good at all. They're they're the worst team in the league at yards against per play with 749. Worse than Ottawa, worse than Toronto. I just think that Hamilton will be able to run all over this team. Now that I'm thinking about it, I bet you that first half is pretty juicy as well. But if you're giving me Hamilton on the money line at minus 145, that's what I got it at. I think that's a really valuable play. I like that one a lot. Hamilton across the board for me on that one.
And you're not concerned that the Ticats have nothing to play for?
No, I've just seen that in these games where they've had nothing to play for, they come out and they run the doors off these teams. So I just think, if anything, 2.5 isn't enough points. I could see them winning this game by double digits. It's just the mentality that this team has had. They look at them versus Ottawa; they could have easily packed it in and taken Evans out of the game, but they romped them. They took care of them easily. So I just think that they want to continue to win. And another thing is that Hamilton's backups aren't as bad as their starter. Like they got some serious depth. So I think that Montreal, with that shoddy defense, they don't really have an identity yet, even though we're almost in the playoffs here. I think that Hamilton will be able to take care of them quickly.
I am tailing Almac with the Stamps at -3. I got a -3 at minus 105. Stamps they're 11-5, tied with the Rough Riders, need to win this game badly. Red Blacks, Argos. Argos open up at -5, now -6 at Pinnacle. Total open at 52.5, still there, but at 53 at Pinnacle, at 52.5 everywhere else. Argos, Red Blacks, you have a move?
I just like the Argos. I feel like we've talked about Argos, Red Blacks like 4 weeks in a row since we've talked about the CFL. I just think Toronto's a better team. I don't think 6 is enough points. I think they can cover. I think they can win this game by double digits. Toronto is not a very good CFL team, but they're way better than Ottawa. So give me Toronto minus the 6. This is a team, Ottawa, that's just been pitiful. And Toronto, they play well at home, and they're a feisty team. So, I like Toronto here minus the 6.
There is a 5 at Bookmaker. I'm taking it. Argos -5, minus 110, available at Bookmaker. And then we have the Rough Riders, Eskies. Eskies open up as 1-point dogs. Now 2 at some books, 1.5 at some books. You making a move, Rough Riders, Eskies. Rough Riders need this win.
Yeah, you know what? It's this type of thing where it really, win or lose, it doesn't matter for Edmonton. Saskatchewan could still make some noise in the West with this win and a Calgary loss. But I think Edmonton is underrated, man. I don't know what it is about this team, but every time that I bet on them in this spot at home as a dog, they've come through. So I like Edmonton plus 110. I like Edmonton plus 2, minus 110. I like Edmonton with the winning margin 1-6 at plus 350. I just think that this team, it's going to be like Hamilton. They want to have a statement game before the end of the season, and I think that this is a good spot for them to be a spoiler in a meaningful game, and kind of spot where if they lose, they're still good. If Saskatchewan loses, it affects them. It affects them a lot. So I think Edmonton, nothing to lose. Saskatchewan, a lot to lose. I like Edmonton here.
I love these breakdowns. I'm tailing two of them. Stampeders -3 at -105. Argos -5 at -110. I'm tailing those two plays from Almac. Almac, we don't have a ton of time, but we want to hear. Almac is 25-15 and 2. 25-15 and 2. I believe that's 54th place in the Pick 6 contest. Dominating. A very, very, very good season so far. And you have NFL plays. We don't have enough time to break them down, but we do have enough time for you to share them with us. What are your 4 plays in the NFL?
Okay, just really quickly. Teddy Bridgewater as a starting quarterback, 28-7 ATS. Give me the Saints. I got them at -9.5. I don't care how high this line goes, as long as it's under 14. I like the Saints here. You can get it 10.5 now. And primetime games under 19-4. So give me Kansas City, Green Bay under 47.5. And I like Buffalo. I think Buffalo is being undervalued. I think they should be at least a 3-point favorite. And then I like Kansas City. I don't think that Green Bay is as good as people think they are. I think that performance last week with Aaron Rodgers throwing 5 touchdowns against the Raiders was kind of fraudulent. I think Kansas City at home, I don't care who their quarterback is. If somebody can even just throw the ball 20 yards downfield, they have enough offensive weapons to take care of things. So the Chiefs, Green Bay under 47.5. Buffalo, I took on the money line as a personal play. I got them in the contest -1.5. Chiefs +4.5. Saints -9.5 is what I have in the contest. And I'm gonna keep riding. I got Miami, Pittsburgh under 43.5 -110. Primetime games under 19-4. I hammered the Vikings Redskins game last night. That was such easy money, and I'm on a serious heater right now. And I don't think I'm 54 anymore. I think I'm 42 now because I had that win last night. So I want that top 10 spot, and I'm trying to go 6-0 this week.
Oh, I love it. Almac firing shots. Almac firing shots. Almac, we got to make moves, but man, we love having you and your insights. Follow this man, Spark Almac on Twitter. Let me just make sure I said that exactly right here. Spark Almac. Tell us a little bit of what you do for Spark Sports and what you do here at Sportsbook Review with your articles.
Just give me one more second for this World Series game. Runs scored in the first inning in the postseason, 22-9, plus 13.65 units. That's the kind of stuff that we do at sparksports.ca. It's what people call advantage betting, positive EV betting. You know, if I lost every single run scored in the first inning from here out, if this series goes 7, I'm still going to be making money. That's just what I do. So hit up sparksports.ca, at SparkLMac on Twitter, and put out my defensive power ratings every week there. And then on SBR, I'm putting out my teasers, my early looks. You see all that content at SparkLMac on Twitter, so hit that up.
Beautiful stuff. Are we still good? We're still good. Okay, sorry, quick little power outage there, but we're back in action. There he is, Al Mack, joining us. I tailed 2 of his looks there. I want to fade that under on Monday night with Fitzmagic, but man, do not want to go up against Al Mack, so maybe I'll just leave that off the board. Al Mack, thank you so much for joining us. Have yourself a great weekend, my friend, and keep rolling, keep cashing.
Yeah, man. See you next week.
There he is, Al Mack in the house. All right, let's bring in our very own Freddie Fortune. His play he gave out yesterday actually is until tomorrow, so can't ride him for a loss. Please welcome to the show to put a bow on this week, Freddie Fortune.
Hi, Jay.
Hello.
How are you?
You're not wearing shoes or socks.
What are you talking about?
It's fine. We don't have a lot of time. I have some bets to make, but thank you for joining us, Freddie Fortune.
Why is there no time?
Because the action starts in 12 minutes or 17 minutes.
You're
depending.
an irresponsible gambler.
I wasn't really listening to you there.
You're an irresponsible gambler.
Okay, sure. Why aren't you wearing shoes and socks?
I wanted to show you my feet.
Gross.
My foot.
Yuck. Oh, God. If anybody has a foot fetish, this will make it go away. No, please. Jesus.
I need to touch you with my feet.
Oh, God. This is awful. You know, I could leave it any second, but
No.
what are you capping?
Well, it's handball.
Handball, okay.
Yeah, it's an international match. I wanted to show you something.
And you already have.
My feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God,
well,
they're fucking
I'm going
hideous.
to Georgia. It's a
Yeah.
great country. They have weird food over there, but I love it. You know, the kinkali. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
I showed you earlier what kinkali is. Georgian dumplings.
I have no recollection of this.
You're an idiot.
All right. They're Georgian dumplings. What is inside the dumpling?
Georgians.
Oh, great. Okay.
You know what I love? The badrijani.
What's that?
It's like roasted eggplant served with walnut paste over it.
Actually, that doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
It's a Georgian delicacy.
What's delicacy?
It's that little flap of skin between your anus and your balls.
You always say that.
No, it's the truth. That's what it is.
There's so many words for
God.
that.
Okay. Let's move on to your action here. What is it?
The Georgian team fucking sucks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they
Okay.
fucking suck.
All right.
The money line for this game for Northern Macedonia
Okay.
is minus 900.
Jesus.
But I love the spread. I love spreading.
Oh, God.
And I love point spreads too.
All right.
I love how points look when I spread.
Okay.
My fingers look.
All right. And so what is the spread here with Northern Macedonia?
Well, it's Georgia plus 5.5 at plus
Oh,
110.
so you're taking Georgia?
Yeah, I know.
I thought they suck.
Yeah, they suck. But this is a very high spread for handball.
Okay.
So I'm taking Georgia plus 5.5 over Northern Macedonia at plus 110.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I've got to make some moves here. Can you?
Do you like my haircut?
No. Can you?
Jimmy always
Can-
always saying funny stuff.
Ergo Caustic says Georgia. That actually, the eggplant with the roast with the walnut. That sounds nice.
Yeah,
man.
it's
I
it's
like
amazing.
eggplant. I'm a big eggplant fan. Ergo Caustic says khachapuri and Georgian wine is great.
My titties are all with cold in here.
Yeah. All right. Coco Bongo says I leave for 30 minutes and come back to this. I apologize. I've got to make moves. It's been a wonderful couple days back in action after my trip to Panama.
Do you
So-
think someone would like to touch my feet?
Oh God, that person who would want to touch your feet would be just hideous, just horrifying.
I have a few hairs on my.
Yeah, I see
fingers.
that. More than a few.
Don't look at my
Oh God,
toenails
those are
because
just those are some heinous.
yeah,
heinous
they
feet.
are gross. Please don't look at them.
That's fucking gross, man. Jesus.
I'm very anxious, so I
Yeah.
bit my
God.
nails last
And
night.
You bit your toenails.
Yeah.
All right. Can you give us a leche and we bounce?
Okay.
And make it big. Make it big. That's Friday.
Big. Okay.
Yeah.
Wanna do it with me?
Nope.
Why? You never do. Okay, you have some bets to play.
Yeah.
La la la. Leche and los bookmakers.